Hi, and welcome back to the Trucking Scribe. It's Esther. Today we're going to discuss Romans 9 for the Bible study, the second half of it. And we're going to work on this journal. We get the lace put on, the pockets, we cut them, and then we reinforce the spine. And I hope that you enjoy the video. Let me know if you have any questions on the Bible study or the journal. So yesterday we talked about chapter 9, 1 through 18, where Paul is talking about God's chosen children. God chooses people not according to good or bad. So I am never too bad or too far gone that God did not or does not care for me or choose me. So today we're looking at 19. I did split this up. Let's see, where's my... So I made a few little notes. Well, then you might say, why does God blame people for not responding? Haven't they simply done what he said to do? No, don't say that. Who are you, a mere human being, to argue with God? So Paul's asking, who are we to argue with God? You don't. Should the thing that was created say to the one who created it, why have you made me like this? When a potter makes a jar out of clay, doesn't he have a right to use the same lump of clay to make one jar for decoration and another to throw garbage into? So Paul is giving us the analogy that something that we can relate to in everyday life as to how we're questioning God. Why are you doing this? Why? Well, Paul says God's doing this because God is the creator who made us. In the same way, even though God has the right to show his anger and his power, he is very patient with those on whom his anger falls, who are destined for destruction. He does this to make the riches of his glory shine even brighter on those to whom he shows mercy, who are prepared to advance for glory. And we are among those whom he selected, both from the Jews and the Gentiles. So Paul is saying that God chooses who he wants according to God. Paul says not to question God. We are created by God, so it is his choice to do with us what he wills. God makes his anger known, but he delays his anger so that he can display his power, just like when he hardened Pharaoh's heart. But Paul says God chose his people beforehand for his glory. So he already chose you. And then Paul goes on here to talk about the Gentiles. Concerning the Gentiles, God says in the prophecy of Hosea, those who were not my people, I will now call my people, and I will love those whom I did not love before. So this is back before Jesus was born that Hosea is saying this. Then at the place where they were told, you are not my people, there they will be called children of the living God. And concerning Israel, Isaiah the prophet cried out, though the people of Israel are as numerous as the sand of the seashore, only a remnant will be saved. For the Lord will carry out his sentence upon the earth quickly and with finality. And Isaiah said the same thing in another place. If the Lord of heaven's army have not been spared a few of our children, we would have been wiped out like Sodom and destroyed like Gomorrah. So Paul is reminding everybody that the Gentiles are part of God's family and that not all of the Israelites are in God's family. What does all this mean? So now Paul's going to tell you, Paul's saying, even though the Gentiles are not trying to follow God's standards, they were made right with God. So I'm going to go back real quick. So right here in 4:4, when people work, their wages are not a gift, but something they have to be earned. So it's like you go to work and you make a paycheck. It's just not given to you. But people are counted righteous not because of their work, but because of their faith in God who forgives sinners. So Paul is saying, no matter what you do, how hard you work, and try and show the outward world that you're a Christian, it's not by your works, it's by your faith in God that He is your God. So that's what he's saying, by faith. And it was by faith that this took place with the people of Israel who tried so hard to get right with God by keeping the law and never succeeded. So basically, their works, their outward things that they're doing to show the world, hey, I'm a Christian, I'm this, or I'm a whatever, is not what God's looking for. God's looking for that soul and heart that's in the right place, and that faith in Him, the trust. Why not? Because they were trying to get right with God by law instead of by trusting in Him. They stumbled over the great rock in their path. The great rock is symbolizing Jesus. God warned them of this in scriptures when He said, I am placing a stone in Jerusalem. So Jesus was born in Jerusalem, that makes people stumble, a rock that makes them fall. But anyone who trusts in Him will never be disgraced. My daughter came in for a minute. So God has put that stone in Jerusalem that makes people stumble. So you think about Jesus, He makes you kind of say, oh, what's going on? And He makes you fall, can make you fall. But if you trust in Him, you'll never truly fall because you have trust in Jesus. For Paul, the nation of Israel is not all God's children. This distinction of being a child of God is determined by faith, not birthright or lineage. So I found a lot in this particular chapter that I really liked. That's why I split it up in two. And Paul is talking about faith, but to have faith, that means you have to have peace. And just know in your heart that God is taking care of you, and that no matter what, it's His plans, and it's going to be all for His glory, and we are loved. But anyone who trusts in Him will never be disgraced. So I really enjoyed that this week. So I did go and copy down my laces, and it turned out, yeah, I actually like the coffee dyed, which this goes good too, but I like this color. That's the same. Well, that's not, this is the white lace, so it's a little bit darker than the tan or beige, but it turned out really nice. What I'm going to do is figure out where I want some lace to go, and I'm going to sew them on. So I do like my ruffled lace where it really sticks out on the front page. And I try and cut it just a little bit longer, so if my sewing machine goes crazy or I go crazy. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and cut two pieces of this one because I like the colors. Okay, so we have 3, 4. I want this one somewhere. I want that one, which may be a section. I think this would go good with it too. Now see, I like this also, which would bring some color in. But you know, I'm not sure. Let me see. I don't know what I did with, oh, I put it back up. So see, if I put the purples in there, there's no purple, but there are the browns. I think I'm going to wait on this. And if I do another one that's just all with Diane's kit. I will use that one. I am going to do some lace. I like this lace that Deborah sent me. If I can cut it, I'm probably making it too wide. Yeah. So I did go and get some fabric for the center. I'm thinking maybe this dark one, this one goes with it too, but I like the contrast. So we'll probably do that one. And what I want to do while I'm sewing, I don't know if I can do this with this, we'll see. No, I don't think I am. My rotary cutter's up there somewhere. I just wanted some fabric too. I do have a brand new pair of scissors over there, but as soon as I open them, I will use them for cutting paper, and I know it, so I keep refusing to get them out. So, really what I want to do, I think, is cut this. I'm going to trim that little section off. I want my extra lace here to be about that size, or maybe a little bit. Let me see. What I'm wanting to do is to gather it. So I'm cut this one in half. There we go. So those go together. So I do want one right here because we're going to put a flip down window. So I'm going to put this one here. Yeah, because the tab, I was going to say the tab is going to be there, but it's going to be in the top envelope. So we won't have a problem because it's going to flip this way. So this will stay closed right there. I don't know why I put these on because then I take them off. That's why that was on there yet. I do really like that. So I've got that one. Something here. That looks like a good something. I don't put anything on that one. I don't generally put lace on this part of the journal. I think I'm going to do a white one here or a tan. I'm not sure what color it is. So I'm not doing every page with lace on it. I think this is where I'm going to put this one. And actually, yeah, this is the same fabric. So I'll leave that right there. And then I don't know if I'll do that one or not. So I don't necessarily do it all the way down. I do have different ones that are sectioned. Let's see. I want a coffee dyed one here. Then I have a tab there. So what's happening now is all my lace is getting pulled out. There we go. In there, so I don't know what I got and what I don't do have and what I don't have. I'm gonna put this one, I think, right here. I have one of those already. I think I do. I do, but it doesn't matter, does it? I'm gonna put this one right here. I got that gold one too. Let me put it in here somewhere. And then I need something for my back page. Do I want to do? I already have 2 copy dyed and 2 white, 1 white. Do I have to? I just like this copy dyed. So now I'm gonna go in there. What I did is I have a Keurig, the K-cup thing, and I just used I hadn't thrown away the little coffee cup thing yet, so I just sent it back through to wash again, or not wash, to um, to do another cup of coffee, and I used that. So I'm putting my stitch length on. Well, I could do the zigzag, but I think I'm going to use straight stitch. And what I'm going to do is watch it very carefully for my clip, my paper, not paper, yeah, paper clips, and my other stuff. So I'm opening it like this. And one thing you do need, I gotta find it, is like this, something to hold your book up to get some of that weight off, because you're going to be holding your lace and trying to line it up. So it's going to make it kind of hard to hold it. Okay, there it goes, it's moving. I don't know why it's moving so slow. I think it's my little button was moved over. There we go. I just back stitch. I don't know that it's necessary or not. I think I'm going to leave the clips on this one. I am going to, I need to do something with this before I have it. You know what? So y'all can help me remember. I'm putting it on my traveler's notebooks. I won't lose it. Not so much lose it, but forget where I put it. Okay, so now we got that one. I was going to do this one. And what I'm doing is I'm just folding this in half, and we are going to fix these. Don't worry about that. We're going to fix that. It's just, these are some cheap envelopes, so definitely if you want to do this, you can use the envelopes. But next time I will be getting some more better ones. This is I've got one more set of this size. So what I'm doing is just kind of holding that up. And then I'm just sewing. Yeah. Now I just flip it over to the next one. And you just kind of fold your book up some, not all the way, because then it's wanting to catch. Yeah, I'm trying to tear up the sewing machine this early in the morning. Okay. Yeah, I think I'm just going to do this one here. We may use that other one for something. So it takes about 5 hands to do this. Yeah. So what's going on? But somehow I made a mess under there. Let's see if I can get this fixed. Oh, I came completely out of there. Could be a reason. Look at that. This is why I don't use my big machine. I've had this sewing machine for 15, 20 years now. Let's see. Let me try it one more time. I just love this color. Now, if you glued these down, it might work a little better than what I'm doing, having to hold them, but I really don't like gluing it down. I would prefer to do it just like this. So this one, I want to definitely try and get at that edge because it's a tiny one. Get you over there. See how it's coming along? We got 2 more, and we can put some more on there if we want. We got 3 more. I'm doing a simple back stitch. I know a lot of people don't on paper, but I do. So right here, where it's getting closer to the back of it, I'm going to put this one about the bottom, I think, because I got one that's up at the top. So if they don't go all the way across, I do try and do some variety in here. So now we're on the last one. What I would like to do, and I don't know if I'll have time, is to make a video or make a small little pencil case to go with this. I think I have one that matches the darker fabric, but I think I will make another one. I don't do a lot of sewing stuff, but I love my sewing too. Hey, just gonna look at this real quick, see if I might want to put something else somewhere. So with that fabric, I do want some more fabric though, I think. I may use a little bit of this yellow. What I did was I just ripped it. Nice long piece. I'm going to take and see which is the longer one, the wider one. I love this. I got it on Amazon. I need to find the link for that because it is nice for things like this. So what I'm going to do is I'm kind of not pulling this real tight. I'm just going to fold it. Well, I say I'm going to fold it. And that's why you have the poker thing so you don't get your fingers in there. Because I got it down under that in the area of the needle. And I do have glasses on. So if you're doing this, I would definitely recommend wearing glasses when you sew, especially using metal objects under there because the needle can break at any time, but it's more prone to break when you got stuff under here. So if you have some old lace tablecloth or something, you can cut it up like this. Have an old shirt, just rip you off a piece and do some ruffles, and you can do it by hand too. At this point, I might be quicker. So I'm just going to finish what little bit of lace I already have cut. And you can see the lace is wider than the fabric, which I don't care. I'm thinking I may do a little tab on this, just maybe put 2 on there. So we have this. Let's see if I want to put it. That's going to be. So I could put a piece right here, just a little piece on the bottom. Maybe put some somewhere else. So this doesn't have to be all the way at the bottom or wherever. It's just, I have one up at the top, so I'm thinking I'm going to put one down here closer. It's there, you can't really see it real well. I could put one maybe middle ways here. Are you seeing a pattern? So I think closer to the back, I'm going to put that other little piece back there. This one's going to go kind of in the middle. So you can use up all kinds of scrap fabric just like this, or clothes. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, thank goodness. I almost had my other page. I wasn't paying attention. Okay, so now I think I'm going to put that piece up here, because see right here we got a small one on the bottom. Yeah. So I hope y'all are enjoying this series that we've been having. So there's a couple of different ways that we can fix these little rips. I can use tape or I can use paper. When you get your journal together, you can see where I put some tape on this one. You don't have all that. Once the covers are on, you don't have a lot of stretch for it to do this again. So I'm gonna, let's see. I'm gonna do one with some glue. And the way I have learned, if I'm using paper, is to fold it first. And I'm probably gonna go over this because I just grabbed it out of the trash can and it is copy paper. So you would go in like that and fix that. Let me see. Yeah, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this fabric tape. So I'm looking at what might look good on this. I like these two, because you may see this. It's possible that you can see the edge. I'm going to use some of this. I'm going to cut off some. I would say 1.5 to 2 inches would work, because the way I'm going to do it is I'm going to put it in like this and fold it over. If I get it off right. So what I'm doing is I'm taking and putting the tape right up against the top of the fold, and then I'm going to fold it over into the next one, which can be tricky to get it all the way up there. Not working like I want it to. Let's see. So the other thing I forgot to do, and I'm glad I remembered it here, is the pages that we wanted to cut the edges off of. We need to do that now, because we're going to do a little gluing. So I'm going to go through here and find where my paper clips are. And basically, just like I did with the sewing, I'm going to open this up and just trim off the very edge. You don't need a whole lot. See? Got just a little sliver. Okay. So I got that one. Where's the next one? Right here. So when I get ready to put the journaling cards in here, those tabs will just automatically. So this one I'm going to use my scissors, because I don't want to go all the way up. I just want to go quite get it. I'm going to go a little bit more. Okay, see. And I do need to glue that down because it didn't stick. So you do need to look at your pages if you're doing this kind. Just make sure that they stuck. So what we're going to do with we are going to glue this. Let me find the first one. Okay. So see where my hand is? You see how it's open? We're going to put a little bit of glue right down through here to close this up so your stuff doesn't fall out of the pocket. But we are not gluing all of this. We're just going to glue the pockets. That's it. And since I'm playing with it, what I'm going to do is take my little clips and clip it closed for a few minutes so they will dry. Okay. Then I'm going to go to the next one, same thing. See, I'm just putting glue right along here. We don't want glue all over it because it will mess with our gussets where it's opening and all. So I have this one. We're only going to do half of it. So right here is where I sewed, right in here. So I'm going to put glue right there. Then here's another one. Same thing, we're just going to put glue right across here. Didn't do a very good job. So you're not wanting, you don't have to put a lot of glue on here. Because like I said, this will, once you put the covers on, it will only stretch so far. But it does have a good stretch on it, so. All right. I'm going to start back over here. And you can really just put this on every piece if you want. I'm going to go in this way. And all you're doing is just fixing that to where it goes. I need 2 on that one. And you could do it the other way. Let me see. I'll do that on the next one. I could do it on this one. So you could do like that. Do the long side, which might actually be better because it's not quite so long. And you could put this on every corner envelope if you want. You don't have to. I just definitely put them on these. I need a bigger one. So for me, with this, putting this tape on makes it even look more like a junk journal. I was looking for some duct tape, which is probably a good thing I didn't find it, because it'd probably be sticking to everything and mess up my paper. I'm going to put one there, a little one. So this does add added bulk to your spine, but it also gives decoration and strength. So see, this one is a little bit bigger because it's in the middle, so it caught a lot of stress when I was sewing the lace on. So if you wanted to just not sew the lace, you could do that. You could glue it on, and that would take a lot of this pressure off your envelopes. I just like the lace sewn on. And like I said, I was using paper for this, but gotten where I'm not. A little wondering about that little spot right there, so I'm gonna go ahead and put some tape. There we go. So see, once you get that tape on there, it doesn't think that one's okay. Looks like it glued pretty good. So I had to figure out which way I want to go about this. From the inside or the outside for me, because like here, this is the outside part. I'm trying to put this piece in. Make sure I only get the one because I don't need two. Up there. Once you get the hang of it, it's not as hard as it looks. I know I'm making it look complicated. This one doesn't look too bad, but I'm going to stick one on there. And what I'm doing right here is I'm going to stay outside of that little envelope piece, because where these envelopes join is where your expansion goes. Janet, Casey, and I believe it was Corey, Damon. I'm not sure what her last name is, but she has a lot of videos. Corey had done a little envelope journal from glassine bags. That's where I got the idea from to start with, was her. Let's see. Yeah, I might as well just go ahead and see, you can do this with paper like I did this first one, and it's not as much bulk. I just kind of like the tape being up there to show through, because you can see it from the outside when you're looking at your journal. So that just gives it another added dimension. I don't know, maybe an inch long, because I'm putting it towards the into that little envelope and tuck it down in there. A bigger piece. So again, I'm just doing this other side the same way. So I hope y'all are having a great weekend. It's Saturday here. Looks like it's been kind of sprinkling off and on. Looks like it might rain. I actually like this fabric tape. I know y'all are glad you're not the book and getting flip-flopped around, huh? I'm sure you're saying, oh, this is an awful lot of tape. It is, but the end result is definitely, to me, worth it. You can check out some of my flip-throughs on my Christmas journal. I have one for another journal that I made. Trying to remember what it was called. I can't remember. I gave it away to some lucky person back at Christmas, first of the year. can y'all tell I'm probably needing a break because I quit talking? I may cut some of this out, though. I don't know how long the video is already, but I'm sure as my usual, it's at least an hour. I can be in here and not even know that I've been in here so long. Just get carried away. I think I'm going to go ahead and put one right here just for the look, since all the rest of them are covered up. So all of our little pockets you can see have been glued together. Our edges have been fixed. And what I do is I come back I haven't distressed this one yet. I was kind of waiting to see how this went. So I'm trying to knock off some of that white from the envelope. So now I've got all my ends. I didn't do this one yet because I'm kind of thinking, you know, I'm going to go ahead and do it. I got it. Because this flap is actually going to be attached to the cover. So it's probably a good idea to go ahead and just do it. And then you don't have to worry about it. If you can get the tape off the backing off of your tape. So I'm just wanting to kind of glue that right there. And I'm going to trim this off, although it really doesn't matter, but I don't want it folding over and getting glued to my front flap. This is going to go towards the front flap. So that will go in between these two boards on the front and the back, right here. So when we go to the back page, what we're going to be doing is we're going to cover this page, but we're going to have some hanging over. So this is just an example. We'll cover this. Instead of cutting it here, we're going to cut it like right in there somewhere so that it has a flap to go in between the boards. Glue this down. So I'm done for about right now on this part of the video, but I did want to show you what it looks like. I do need to trim these, so I'll have little pieces to go in my lace bear. And I found that I use these on clusters and things too. I'm going to leave that on there. This one's a little long. Where is it? So I'm going to come back in and do probably darken that. Trying not to catch them strings because I've been trying to leave them on some of this stuff because some people like it, some people don't. I'm undecided. I'm just coming through here and trimming all my lace. And really, I probably should be putting it in this box that I've got going on for this journal right now. When I don't mix it up, well, not mix it up, but I can't, that way I can find it. I'm rambling today, I'm sorry. So what I'm going to do is go and distress all of this, including the pockets. I am not going to put any notches in this. I think it looks better without, especially when it has the tabs. So for this video, this is going to be it, I think. We did the lace, and we fixed all this pulling apart, and we closed our pockets and cut the front pockets. So I hope that you enjoyed this video and that you'll go check out my creative team. They have a lot of other videos on different kind of journals and different Bible study. You can find them in the description box below. If you're new here and you've been here a while, it'd be great if you left me a comment. But if you're new, it'd be even better if you hit that subscribe button and leave me a like. When you leave me a comment, you know, you can leave an emoji. You don't have to leave a big long thing. So if I have a big one like that, what I'm going to do is just take this, and I am going to put that in there. So, but thank you, and have a great day.